Yeah, about 15 years ago, I published my second book. It was called A Gentler God, Breaking Free of the Almighty in the Company of the Human Jesus. It had taken me about 15 years to write. All of those years I was teaching at the Oregon Extension and talking to students, most of whom came from evangelical backgrounds. And it gradually became clear to me that the students I was talking with had a problem with the God that they had been taught. They didn't feel comfortable with him. They didn't like him. He was always a him. And yet they were told to love him, even though in many ways he was not a lovable character. And the students at the Oregon Extension for the previous several decades had really helped me write this book, because they brought their questions about the evangelical God to the Oregon Extension, where I think they felt the freedom to talk about it. And I could understand how hard it was for them to do what they were supposed to do, which was to love him. So I wrote the book for those students. I was trying to say to them, the God you were taught in evangelicalism is not the God that Jesus embodied or talked about. If you take a closer look at Jesus, you might actually like the kind of God who he believed is out there. So the book is still in print, and the publisher has put it on sale for 50%. It's his annual half-price sale. You can get it sent to you by media mail for free. Since I wrote the book, a lot has happened in the American religious world. Evangelicalism has kind of slid into extreme right-wing politics. In some cases, Christian nationalism, and a kind of abject loyalty to Donald Trump. Many, especially the young, have abandoned the evangelical church altogether. Often their reasons are political. They don't feel comfortable with the rightward trend of evangelical politics. And I am sympathetic with their political leanings. I don't call myself an evangelical any longer either, in part for political reasons. But I still feel as if Jesus points us to a much better God. And if we take Jesus seriously, we actually meet a kind of God whom we can love and whom we can trust. A God who allows us to grow and be free as human beings without becoming perfect. So, if you're interested in these kinds of questions, I hope you'll pick up the book, take a look at it. If you have thoughts about it, please, I'd be happy to hear from you.